You guys are breaking cycles. You guys are breaking cycles. Okay? So I have my spiritual music playing right now, but I'm about to do a reading for a collective that is ending a massive cycle at this time. So I really trust that you guys come across this reading when it is meant for you. As we go along, you'll be able to use your discernment and be able to tell if this reading is for you. But I do trust that if you were guided to this reading, if you clicked on this reading, there could be a message in this for you. But we're starting off with a collective reading, and this is a collective of people that are breaking cycles. They are closing cycles out. And Spirit has been guiding me to sit down and do this reading for a couple of days now, because it started off with me seeing clairvoyantly throughout my day. Just I kept getting this energy. It kept like coming in, and then every time it came in with more information. And so I'm sitting down to deliver the message now. And essentially what I kept seeing was doors closing, like slamming shut, as if you are no longer looking back. You are no longer going to look back. You're no longer going to have one foot in the new identity or in the new reality and one foot out. And it's kind of uncomfortable because you don't feel like the new version of you, but you kind of don't really feel like you have been operating in the old self. This is a completion. Closing the door, walking forward, and never turning around and looking back. And what I mean by that, it doesn't mean that we don't use the past to heal, or we never feel guided to go back to our past memories, or avoiding certain things. Like, we're not talking about that in this reading, but that's the metaphor. That's what I was seeing with the door, is you are closing a door permanently. I feel like it's been a while that you've been slowly closing the door, right? Because when we step into a new reality or we step into a new identity, it's not like all of a sudden every single choice we make aligns to the new identity. And I actually have a book behind me. This is the book that I wrote. So in this book, when we talk about identity shifts and we talk about stepping into a new identity of yourself, in this book, we talk about how every single choice that we make or are presented with to make, either we make a choice that anchors us into the new identity or into the old one, right? So there becomes this like uncomfortable in between worlds energy where you're trying to maintain that alignment, maintain that frequency, that mindset, when you are calling a new energy, or when you're manifesting a new reality, or trying to work on yourself in order to feel differently. Okay, so it's not like we choose a new identity and we visualize it and then it's just easy to be that, because obviously if it were that easy, everyone would be healthy and viewing themselves in healthy ways and feeling empowered all the time and confident. But it's hard because the old self carries so much programming. And so what I'm feeling though is that you have been slowly, and I don't mean slowly, but on your own journey, making your own choices that are aligning to the new identity. And you're realizing that the more and more you show up as that new self, or you work from new energy, or you stay consistent and disciplined in whatever that new identity of yourself does, right? You're noticing that you are living that new reality. So what I want to say to this collective to start off is that the door is already shut. You're already in that new reality. So what happens is we tell ourselves a lot of times, like, I'm closing a cycle. But eventually we have to move past that and tell ourselves it's closed. I am the new identity. I am in the new reality, right? Because when you tell yourself it's not here yet, I'm not there yet, you're still confirming that you're in the old reality and in the old identity. So this collective, you are already in the new reality and in the new identity. So it's more so like when you tell yourself it's already here, it's already mine, I'm already this person, it makes it easier to welcome new energy and to show up for yourself, because you're already saying it's already beginning, it's already happening, it's already me. I just have to be that. So the first card we have here is the end of a tough cycle approaches. And so more specifically, I believe that this collective is closing out cycles, or a cycle of feeling powerless in your life. And what I'm seeing right now is I feel like you guys are consuming some kind of content, whether it's readings, manifestation coaches, healing advice, practitioners, whatever it may be. And it's almost like you feel or view yourself as if everyone else manifests and everyone else can do this, why can't I, right? Where you feel like I want to be able to do what they're doing, or I want to feel the way they feel, or I want to feel as powerful as they feel. Like, I know I am that powerful, but it's about getting myself to actually feel that way genuinely. And so for the longest time, it's almost like you're consuming the content and you want to step into your power, use your power, because you are the ultimate source of power in your life and in your reality. You knew that if you could really harness that, you could create so much change. And so your struggle per se in this cycle is you learning what power feels like. What does it feel like to be autonomous and sovereign over your mind, body, and spirit, right? Like, you're realizing that there's so much available to you when you view yourself that way. Okay, we have solar plexus chakra as well for this collective. And we also have Forest Frolic Maiden. And we also have Archangel Michael here. So what I'm seeing is that you are showing up for yourself in more consistent ways. And when you show up for yourself in whatever ways that may be, whether it's creating a new routine, setting higher standards, setting more boundaries, choosing not to be around anybody and anything, but being more picky with your time and your energy and where that's going, right? Like, I feel like there's been a lot of distractions, a lot of things that you do when you just fall into the habit of doing them, but you know that if you could save so much time, or you could feel more peace if you stopped watching drama and reality TV, for example, right? Like, I'm just seeing you making the changes. You're making the choices that align to the new identity, and you're starting to in turn feel like that new self, okay? And at the bottom of this card, it says, I take actions daily that awaken my personal power. So not only when you align yourself to the choices and the feelings, you also in turn feel more confidence and more trust with yourself and feel more like the new identity, because you are showing up for yourself and you're like, wow, this is actually fun, or wow, I actually feel so much better because I am taking care of myself at newer levels. Or I am being more disciplined, or I am staying more consistent in the gym, and therefore I see the rewards of that, right? And it's making you feel more confident and more empowered in taking more action, showing up more, like staying on this. I don't know, like when I move this, it might just be the light, but I feel like this card has an aura. And that's another thing that Source kept showing me, other than the door closing, was aura, like the word aura. And it keeps coming up in the podcast that I watch and in content that I have on my phone. Like, I just keep hearing the word aura, like your aura, your actual frequency has changed. So you might notice when you're out in the world, people are staring at you, people are looking at you, people are smiling at you. It's almost like people are noticing you more, and that's because you're noticing yourself more. So you might just be walking into the post office, or walking into Target to grab your groceries, or walking into daycare to pick up your kid, but your energy, people pick up on the energy. And obviously they might not be consciously thinking anything to themselves, but they're just drawn to you because you emulate this energy of power, of magnetism, of confidence, of I love me, I'm happy, I feel good. You know what I mean? And Forest Frolic, I feel like what you've done when we're talking about those distractions and temptations, I think for a while, as you were trying to close that door and really unlearn and stop fueling the old self, I feel like what you learned in that process is that a lot of your temptations and distractions were pulling you. It was really hard to be like, it pulled you into the old identity. And what you've realized is that this is like symbolizing nature. This is symbolizing magic, using the elements for your journey, whether that be your healing journey, your spiritual practice, or just like thinking about the elements. I feel like you're using all of them. You're using your fire, you're using your passion, your determination, you're using and creativity, you're using the water of flowing with the choices that you're making and the thoughts and the feelings that you want to feel more of. You're flowing with them. You are using the element of earth, like I feel like you're instead of spending a lot of time in your day of scrolling or talking a lot to family and friends, which isn't that bad, that a big deal or wrong or anything, but it's almost like you've found this balance in your life with pouring into yourself and knowing what mediums, like how to do that, right? Like it's so easy when people use these very vague statements of like pour into yourself, fill your cups back up. But it's like, okay, how do I do that? What for me specifically makes me feel fulfilled? What makes me feel more connected to my spirituality? What is it? What can I do? What can I like, what environment should I put myself in? What kinds of people do I feel are higher vibrational and support me and cherish me for who I am, versus me being around people that I can just tell kind of bring me down and don't serve fulfillment, like they don't make me feel excited or motivated, right? So I'm just seeing like you're using nature, using the elements, you feel more grounded. You're not doing this transition and transitioning into a newer identity and stepping into your power from a place of forcing yourself or hating the process. Like you're flowing, you've fallen in love with your process, you've fallen in love with what you do, you honor the feelings you feel, you know how to stay consistent, how to motivate yourself when you lack the motivation, right? I just feel like you also have a vision or a dream, or you know that where you're going, like you know that now that you are this new identity and you're feeling like it, and you're acting like it, and you're making the choices in alignment to this new identity, like I said before, you are already in this new beginning. You've already closed out the cycle. So what I'm feeling is like, I'm feeling excitement, like you're feeling really free right now because you know that this identity is going to unlock so much for you. And this is the identity that's going to 1, 2, 3, 4. I just saw 1234 is going to level you up. Like in this identity that you are now being and you are now comfortable in is going to magnetize so much to you, okay? So there's a lot of energy here of confidence. Literally, you're closing out cycles. Are you freaking kidding me? And the moon here. So the moon is signifying like I feel like the moon can mean many things, but for this reading right now, I'm really picking up the moon energy as like your dreams, the unknowns, but it's exciting, right? It's not like you're sitting here like, I wonder what's going to come from this. Like, no, you're like, I'm so excited to see what comes from this, right? That's a different energy. That's a powerful energy. And I feel like you've had to get to this place in your belief system where you know that you are a powerful being, right? You've transitioned, you've had to address so much within yourself. Use your life as a mirror. Be honest with yourself. Like self-love isn't just like, yeah, I love myself, I'm so beautiful. Self-love is being really freaking honest with ourselves, sometimes having to call ourselves out on our own BS and admit where we are limiting ourselves in our journeys and in our lives and the way we make decisions, right? So I'm feeling like this is something that you have been working really hard on, and you are about to see the fruits of your labor as the 7 of Pentacles comes out. So what I'm seeing is like I said before, this is just confirming what I've already said. You are going to be like, this is the energy of you've worked on yourself and you are going to see the rewards, the shifts from the investment of your own energy into yourself. Right? Like when I used to roll my eyes before I really valued this work. I used to roll my eyes when I would see like entrepreneurs or like public speaking, speakers or whatever say like, you are your greatest investment. And I'm like, yeah, whatever. But like, you literally are, right? Because if you are the power, you are the authority of your own life, and you work on yourself, that's going to affect everything. It's going to affect your money, your relationships, your communication, your self-love, your physical health, right? Like when you invest in yourself, how could you not reap the rewards from that, right? We have the 3 of Pentacles that came out here with the Page of Swords. I feel like right now you have a lot of ideas coming through. A lot of visualizations, a lot of daydreams. Like you're like, now that you're feeling the feelings of this new identity, you're also visualizing like, okay, I really feel like I'm so confident. I'm working more from confidence than from fear. So imagine if I took this level of confidence and did this with it. Or if I like, now you're re-evaluating, I feel like with the Page of Swords here, your dreams, what's possible for you. You're getting excited for what's to come. You are maybe you're just learning new things, whether they're skills, learning how to expand your life. I feel like the Three of Pentacles is really speaking to like looking at your goals and how you can start getting there, because in the past that version of you that really hadn't stepped into their power yet had the same goals but really thought they were like miles and miles and miles away from you. And now that you've shifted and you've transformed yourself, this is giving like Phoenix rising energy. You are now like, wait, all those dreams that I used to tell myself and write off as like, oh, that's just a dream, or like, yeah, wouldn't that be nice? You're like, wait, this is more realistic now than I ever thought it could be. Okay, I'm seeing crows and ravens. I'm seeing there's a lot of energy around you at this time. I'm seeing animals. I'm seeing angels as well. Like I forgot to mention, I showed you the card, but Archangel Michael is here. And the bottom of the card says, Archangel Gabriel, that's interesting. Grateful for the strength and courage Archangel Michael brings to my life. So your angels are helping you solidify and maintain this courage and this bravery and this excitement energy, like this encouragement to actually pursue the things that you know deep down, right? Intuitively, that are right for you, that are in alignment to you, that excite you, right? I'm hearing something like follow your highest passion, follow your highest excitement, because if it excites you, you want to do it, you're going to be in an authentic energy when you do it, and you're going to receive that energy that you put out in return, right? As opposed to making yourself do things that you think you should do, but there's no energetic passion or creativity in it. You're just doing it because logically your human mind tells you you should, but that's how we start to manifest a life that is so in alignment to ourselves, is because we allow ourselves to follow what is truly in alignment to us, what truly excites us, what truly comes through us and wants to be explored or experienced. Okay, so I'm really, really seeing that you're planning, you're getting excited, you're reevaluating your dreams, your goals, you're feeling like they're realistic now. It doesn't mean that you're not going to have fear or have to learn anything or have any new lessons to learn, right? Like anytime we close a cycle or we ascend or we up level or whatever your words are to describe that energy, you still will be in a new environment with a new identity, experiencing new things. So there's going to be new lessons, right? So I'm just feeling like you guys are like, you have like such a magnetic aura right now. And it's so funny because I'm being guided back to what I said before, where I said in the past, in that disempowered version of you, you would see other people talk about their manifestations, or you would see people online doing the things that you want to do or knew that was right for you, but felt so fearful of it, or saw people manifesting things, or saw people explain where you might be imbalanced or what you could work on to receive and to feel the things you want to feel, right? Like all the stuff, you're like looking at it from outside as if like you can't do that yet. And now it's like you realize that the work is working. The investment in yourself is paying off just by the fact that maybe things haven't manifested yet externally, but you feel that way inside. Right? So that's how you know that the external is about to shift, is when you already know you've shifted internally. We have the Three of Swords that came out, the Knight of Pentacles, and the Ace of Wands here. So I'm feeling like you have healed. The reason why things are going to start working out for you, the reason why you're going to start doing things and not have as much fear, and you're going to like, this energy of like surprising yourself, is because you have healed so much separation within yourself. I feel like you've absorbed a lot of things throughout your life that were never yours to carry. I feel like I'm hearing someone say, like, there's been a lot more lows than highs. It's almost like a huge part of your healing was a lot of nervous system regulation, because you had to learn how to feel safe and how to welcome higher vibrational emotions. Because when we live a life that is, we're so used to pain and hurt and trauma and betrayal and jealousy, whatever those emotions and energies are, we're so used to experiencing the lower moments and the lower energies that we start to feel happiness, and it's almost like our nervous system can't hold that high frequency. It's like, oh, wait, like, this is so foreign to me, and so you don't allow yourself to feel that fully. And I feel like you've done a lot of emotional regulation. You've done a lot of regulation regarding not absorbing other people's energies, but also the swords are really not so much about feeling, but about mindset. So it's almost like you might have absorbed other people's energies throughout your life and thought that they, like, you looked at a situation or saw that someone was disrespecting you or whatever, and you absorbed that and thought that it was all your fault. Like, I feel like you were kind of the type of person, or maybe child, that thought it was your fault, or saw conflict or injustice in your life and kind of thought it was your doing, or it's because I exist or something like this. Take what resonates. That might not resonate with everybody, but the swords, like I said, are all about mindset. So you've had to do a lot of rewiring that self-talk and observing your thoughts from a neutral place and realizing, like, wait, that's not true. I've just thought that my whole life because of this, right? So you've had to do a lot of rewriting, creating new neural pathways, but also feeling new feelings, allowing yourself to feel safe and feeling loved. Feeling loved is okay, it's safe, right? Or feeling happiness, it's okay to feel happy. It's okay to be really, really happy for no reason, right? Like, I feel like you're now comfortable in your body. You're comfortable in the emotions that come up. You're more self-aware. Like, you've grown so much, this collective, and I'm so proud of you. Like, I want to sit here and thank you for doing the work, because you didn't have to, right? And this is what I tell my clients. Like, there a lot of times my clients are so hard on themselves and they want the transformation and they know that they can be this evolved or of service to others, or not pass down certain things to their children or whatever it may be, and they put all this pressure on themselves. And I'm like, you didn't even have to do this. You didn't even have to be self-aware. You didn't even have to heal. You didn't have to do any of this, but you did. So I just love you. And the last two cards we have are Knight of Pentacles and the Ace of Swords. You have been so patient yet determined. You knew, even when things might have seemed really hard, challenging, triggering, whatever, you knew that you always held on to the version of you that you are now. Like, this is making me emotional, because you are now that version of you that you used to, like, look up to and visualize. Like, you are that person now. You have done that. You have become that. Knight of Pentacles, this is all about patience and persevering and being determined. This is all about trusting yourself. And the Ace of Wands, this is new beginnings. This is all the magnetism and the abundance and the exciting energy, new energy that is coming in to match the frequency that you now are, that you now embody, that you now send out to the universe. And while I've been talking a lot about your individual healing, you and your journey as an individual, don't get it twisted that this transformation not only obviously serves you and your life and your family and whoever interacts with you, but it also influences the collective, the whole collective at an energetic level, right? Like, there's this quote, I believe, that says, like, okay, I literally couldn't find that quote, but I really wanted to make sure I got it right, because it's so powerful. And I want you guys, whoever's resonating with this reading, to actually recognize not only what is possible and what is on its way to you because of your transformation, but also how your healing has influenced all of us, right? Because I'm part of the collective too. So you carry a light. And while it's very easy to think like, oh, it's not that big of a deal when we're just in our own lives and we're just kind of seeing the people that we know, but think broadly at the global scale of all the billions of people on this planet and the transformation that you have done just alone, just as you're one person, your one self, influences the energy of this planet so much more than you think. Okay, so the quote says, it's by Wayne Dyer. It says, one individual who lives and vibrates at the energy of pure love and reverence for all of life will counterbalance the negativity of 750,000 individuals who calibrate at the lower frequencies. Okay, so the light is way more powerful than the darkness. And what we're seeing right now, especially because I don't care when you're seeing this reading, but I'm filming it on November 5th of 2024. So we're at a very interesting time, at least for the United States and for the world, right? So I just want you to really think about that your healing, your transformation is so important. And I'm so excited to see what's on your way. This is what being in your power feels like. This is what it feels like. Being able to be sovereign and autonomous over yourself, your mind, your soul, the direction you're taking, knowing it's possible to actually achieve the plans that you've always had, but you are now the identity of yourself that is going to be creating or actualizing these goals. So it's almost like these desires or goals you've had on your mind for maybe months or years, and before you've transformed into this version of yourself with confidence. And it's almost like you received the divine blueprint, or you received the goals or the visions back then, and you asked for it. You might have manifested it. You might have written it down in a journal. You might have done manifestation hacks or techniques or whatever regarding that. But what all of that did was, I'm getting the quote now of like, sometimes when you ask for a manifestation, God doesn't, God source doesn't give it to you. They start working on you so that you become the version of you that can maintain and hold what you're asking for. And that's what I feel like happened with this collective is you have big dreams, you see your life in an expanded way, you see yourself in more of a outgoing, confident, I'm just seeing like seizing life by the balls, like being that person that has freedom and doesn't live life by the book or by certain rules. Like I just feel like you're a free spirit. You want to feel free. You've always known that feeling in a way, but knew that your human self like had to calibrate to an identity that felt free and had to release the conditioning that kept pulling you down from that freeing feeling. And so what I'm really feeling with you guys is that you are now that identity that is going to actually start creating moves and movement and steps and plans for these goals. Like you had to have some time in between when you asked for it, you manifested it to now so that you could become the version of you that can receive it. Because you know who you are. You've remembered who you are. You've shifted so much when it comes to your mind, your beliefs. I'm so excited for you guys. I'm so proud of you. Thank you for doing this work, and I cannot wait to see what lies ahead. I know that this journey was not easy. Like I said in the beginning, if it was, everyone would be doing this stuff. Everyone would be shifting, transforming, manifesting things left and right? So recognize how, I don't want to say how difficult this was, but the strength that you now have. Like, recognize the intangible things that you've gained along this journey that are priceless, that make you rich in spirit, because you now will use those things and those skills like discernment, like self-awareness, like the ability to kind of read people's motives maybe, or their intentions, their body language, like whatever it may be for you. You're going to be using those intangible things you've gained from your healing journey and your spiritual growth to actualize tangible things. Like, you're rich in spirit now. You're going to be rich, whatever that means for you, outside yourself, because you feel that way about yourself now. You feel confident, you feel secure, you feel comfortable in your energy. You know what's possible for you. You feel like it's realistic. You believe it will happen. Why wouldn't it?